Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a VCT 2026 America Stage 1 Week 1 review and Week 2 pick'ems. I was going to rant about a game. Probably not the game you're imagining, but to contain myself, it is the opening week. People got to get that first week jitters out, those first week jitters out. So, I'm just gonna not gonna go as in depth as I would. But if it happens a second week, I am flaming motherfuckers. That said, a little bit of flame is owed on me because I guess I'm just average, or along with everybody else. Only 10 points here. You can't convince me that this isn't 92 people that are just LATAM diehards. So, let's talk about it. Sentinels versus Crew. This is the first one that you'd be like, did you really doubt Crew that much? No, if you go back, I have been one of the biggest defenders of you have to be kidding me if you think that Shodok and Les were the problem compared to, well, let's look at how Vitality and KC are doing right now. Um, I'm just saying, I've been one of the biggest defenders when everybody's like, I don't know what Crew's gonna do. I'm like, you have to be smoking the worst of shit, uh, with the best of highs. Sentinels. Did they look that bad? I don't think they look that bad, but you can tell that it is a restructuring again. You can tell that there is a lot of new people in, so it probably fell on John QT hard to like try to do John shit. He performed individually well. They are going to have. It's going to take some time. I think that the roster looks better. I did this because it would have been funny. Like, haha, if Tarek beat Crew, that would have been really funny. Um, but Victor ended up playing. Steel was kind of funny. Tried. You know, it happened. It wasn't the worst. I think that people are blowing out of proportion how good Crew look versus a team with a last minute sub. That's my only thing on it. G2 MIBR. This is the one that I really wanted to rant about because people are clowning on the Envy Loud game and the Cloud9 Lev game. And yeah, you can clown on those two. But this one is clown worthy. If you actually are looking at it, it's clown worthy. You just so happen to have two teams that were shooting each other compared to one team shooting the other in the other two games. Um, G2 takeaways. I hope that they stick with their split comp. I just hope they realize how to play their agents. I don't know what's up with the smartest controller players, Boaster and Valen, not knowing how the fuck to play Harbor, like in any capacity. Also, I am once again asking Valen to just smoke screens. That man will do smoke anything but screens. We're smoking enemy spawn while one of them is heaven, one of them's rotating, one of them is screens, one of them's on A site. Steel won't smoke screens even though you got exec in 35 seconds. Hey, won't do it. And we're just throwing shit for fun. The Storm Surge, it, it, there's one spot on that map that will really fuck you over. And for the first 3 or 4 rounds, that's exactly where we're throwing it. B main, nothing will happen. Even if you get the neon slide that they tried one time, maybe if you get that off, the near sight distance would not do anything for you besides tell you that you hit somebody and that they can still see you sliding into that angle. Um, Use it in mid. Use it on heavens. Use it on retakes. But attacking and throwing it B main immediately, that angle where everybody loves, yeah, no, don't think that really helps. Also, hey, if you're the only smoker, maybe don't just throw the smoke on the enemy site on your site with the enemies planting there. Yeah, you don't know that they're planting there, but also you're the only smokes. You have one smoke. You already used wall. And not the only smoke as in like Leaf wasn't there, but Leaf was already dead or didn't have any stars. It was like something like that while we're doing the retake with the Harbor ult. There's that. And then Baby Bay was the other one that's like, yeah, Baby Bay did good in the match individually. However, the Vice setups needed a lot of work. Compare Baby Bay setups to Texas setups, and Tex definitely understands how to play that character. Um, or G2 understand what the don't understand what the setups need to be, because they give up like 75% of the map for some odd reason, and you have the fucking Vice Flash on the door frame, so it just flashes you too. Like Trent was holding the line, but because Baby Bay put it on the fucking door frame, because you want to get it down this line, I imagine, you just flash Trent, so now he can't hold it anymore. Same thing in mid. You're going to do a double hold from vent. Go ahead. Like, sure, but put it above so that you don't flash your fucking self. And you go, but they might be able to shoot it when you're putting it through the wall. But you have somebody here that should have an outlaw or had an outlaw. I don't remember. Put it there. MIBR. Immediately, I'm like, as soon as the games were done, I'm like, man, put out a tweet. Once they learn how to start playing as a team, this team is going to be scary. Tex, Mazzino, and Zekin trying to play as a team. Verno and Aspas, no, not at all. Verno, like I said, I was going to go hard. But I was going to not try to go too hard. But Verno, if you just look at some of the plays, same thing I said for Hero, just out of there. Just out of there. Just like there's so much risk here and so little reward when playing with your team in this spot would have just been cleaner. And Aspas just, I don't know, man. He just does not want to swing with a teammate whatsoever. So there's that. But those are my things. They'll both get better. It's opening week. I chalk up some of that to, oh shit, we're back on stage. But those are my things. It was a clown fest if you are looking. They just so happen to be able to shoot. 100 Thieves, EG. EG, really quick. DJ's still looks good. People were worried. Oh no, Yoru nerf. I think they forgot that Digizin can play Neon fairly okay. Like I don't know why they was worried. 100 Thieves. I don't know if they saw any of my videos and took my advice, but it's happening. They're putting agents that can do things, and it's not just Timatino or die. Like they are actually have some system. Speaking of Timatino though, you can tell that his confidence was the highest on literally just Waylay, because he's been kind of shy on these other two. He had Phoenix and Jet, right? Yeah, Phoenix and Jet, I think. Yeah, Phoenix and Jet. This was it was a pretty timid Phoenix. Not gonna lie. Would have been nice if he also just got in there and got active. Just throw shit. Get your orbs, throw shit, start running it down. I have faith. Austin the Neon looks pretty damn good. Who would have thunk? James KO looks good. Bang got to bang. Got to play something fucking different with Harbor. Probably the best Harbor we've seen this stage. Yeah, I think I'd say best Harbor we've seen this stage. Cryo, still don't like that he's not opping. I assume there has to be a reason for it, but do like the Cypher, and I know that I like Cryo Cypher. That's cool. I still don't like the Viper. He just isn't clicking with Viper. 3v2 on Breeze, they are the three. Instead of Vipers pitting the plant and making sure that that way you can't get walked on from main, no, we don't use it, and they lose a 3v2. Then the next round, 2v3, and hey, well, we'll counter pit their Viper's pit that they have our spike in to try to do something here. Don't think you should. That was not the one. Vora being on Silva, I think is pretty good. Just for overall, gives them a win condition of like, hey, at least there's one threat of playing for fucking time instead of, well, we just have to kill them all because we're playing absolutely zero damage post plant agents. Like, yeah, Vora, look, get the information for your team. Hopefully, help to win the round. Having Sova ult in general is just pressure, even if you don't use it for post plant. But yeah, EG, DG's in, still good. Envy Loud. They got beat by an assistant coach subbing in for their IGL. Remember when I did this rant that, man, Envy, your playbook has to be so utter dog water that you're putting Demon 1 on smokes after you lose your Sentinel player, or you kick your Sentinel player, while Demon 1 can play a Sentinel. And he's very good at that. Yeah. Uh, this proved to continue that the strat book at NV is fucking shit. Like, I don't get it. Also, they're not going over how to play their characters. On the Demon 1 topic, just an example, I'm tired of teams picking Vito and not even trying to figure out what Vito actually does or when to use him. If you throw your Interceptor Mound and immediately pop it because you don't want them to use the Tether Nade combo on you, it makes a sound. So they're not going to fucking throw the Tether Nade, and they're going to know, hey, there's probably people here, because why else would they want to defend Mound? Like, what the fuck are we doing? That was just, like, that one, but again, that's not just on Demon 1, because I could tell that was part of the fucking playbook, because there's 3 people here, and that's supposed to just be the thing to do. Hey, you have a Yoru 1 trick, Yoru's still good, but hey, we're all buying into the Yoru is unplayable now. We put him on Vito, Harbor, and Omen? We've got to be fucked. We've got to be fucked in the head. Loud, congrats. You you beat a team that just is utterly lost in the sauce. And it's not looking better. Cloud9, Lev. Yeah, Cloud9. Also, kinda lost in the sauce. If I'm Emmy, I'd be pissed too. Because, yeah, I can understand that there's definitely going to be a meeting with management if the ship doesn't turn around immediately. Because you had the potential to do the thing that was looking good by signing Demon 1. And we all know, you had real potential there to see what happens if you just so happen to have Oxy and Demon 1 on the same team. So, heads might roll if you all don't get it the fuck together quickly. Liv, I'll eat a little bit of crow, because I said I am just not convinced by this system of wait till player turns 18, then they come in and change everything. Now, I was right about that shit in kickoff. Still don't believe that. But they finally got their act together, changed some shit, learned how to play the game. Lev now looking kind of scary, and I can be sold this top 4 conversation that people wanted to do. Furia NRG, in my head, it was a 50-50. So don't take it too personally, Furia, this time. NRG, they have to figure it out. Because every time I'm like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't just a miracle run. Maybe they actually are like the best in Americas. They have a performance like this. And then when I start hating again, and I'm like, no, it was just a miracle run, they do okay. So maybe I gotta start hating? I don't know. But truth be told, first up, let's talk about Furia, because that's easier. There was like a lot of good with Furia. They treated, if you asked me, Santiago was like hyperbolic time chamber for them. They came back looking good. Um, didn't know Archon went 1 and 6 on first kill, first death. That's kind of odd for him, but yeah, they look good. They look like they're only getting better together. NRG, people would be like, nah, Deadlock was troll as hell. No, I just don't. They are trying to make Brock a Sentinel player with the Vice, with the Deadlock, and I think you just have to stop that angle. Yes, he went +2 over the series. He went -6 on the Deadlock. I think you just have to stop that angle and let Kiko do it. Um, I don't know. I don't, and like I give the attempt of like, hey, you tried to do a different thing here, where it's like, well, you have Ethan and Brock, and Ethan is just the one that plays like the Sovas. The not the Sovas, the Skies. Brock plays Sova, Fade. I think instead of seeing the deadlock here, I would have liked to see them try the Vice again, but actually look. Because, like, here's my thing. Look at the setups of Baby Bay, Brock when he did Vice, and Tex. Look at what Tex was doing. Look at the setups. Gets value, not just recency bias, but only one of them had setups that make fucking sense because they've taken enough time to look at the character and go, huh, this flash doesn't hit at this angle if they step more than 2 steps this way. And that would be Tex. I don't hate the deadlock. That's not my problem. You definitely have deadlock, raise, nade combo, whatever. But it just clearly didn't have enough reps. Like, clearly didn't have enough reps. I would have liked to see you actually try something funky while still in your player's comfort zone. Maybe fade KO. Shut down any of the showstoppers you might expect from other raises. Shut down any neons. I would have liked something like that a little bit better. Maybe you take it to bind, but on split where you run a fade sky that we haven't seen in forever. But maybe there's that angle. That way you just have good information and good rotations. I don't know. I didn't really particularly like the energy comp for the players playing it. Maybe Brock is passionate about Deadlock. Maybe that's the case. Didn't really look like it. And that's not to say this is all on Brock. Like, oh, it's just Brock's fault. No, but it's just you can tell didn't really love it. And like they all had a rough one there. Scuba was getting caught out. Mata was fucking trying. Kiko was trying. Um, but with that, both of them still did some interesting things at interesting times. But mainly the other three, to be honest. Like, honestly, it just felt like Scuba kept getting fucking unlucky. Ethan and Brock were a little bit more. Well, why'd we do that? Now, let's talk about this upcoming week. I know this schedule was made and I did not look, but you got it. It's so funny. That's really funny. That the two worst games of last week, or the two worst teams of last week, I guess you would say, happened to face each other the next week. I'm going with Cloud9. Um, I think they just weren't ready for Lev. Envy doesn't know what the fuck they're doing until I see uh, double duelist with Kesnit, Demon One double duelist with Kesnit, and fuck it, let's make Exter. Truth be told, Exter can still be Yoru. He's played it at its worst, and he's played it at its best. Just make fucking Kesnit Exter double duelist. Let Exter fucking Yoru. Put Demon 1 on Chamber. Let Rossi be the fucking smokes. Who am I forgetting? Poppin'. Play fucking Sky or Fade or whatever the fuck. Just make it easy. But if you continue to do this hard road, then fuck it. You guys are chalk. Stupid as hell. Cloud9 takes it. Furia EG. Sorry, that's not really worth conversation. G2 Lev. This is worth conversation. G2, I I don't know if they're just all half-assing Prac now or what's going on. But like the things that when it's going wrong, it's like wrong. Like it's not just oh Baby Bay missed the shot even though he top fragged. Oh Trent was asleep. Valen called wrong. First off, well, let me not do that. Again, week one, opening week. I won't say much. Past that, I already talked about the things. I said the things previously as things like they can fix. This one would have just been pure flame for no reason. Um, Unnecessary flame, I guess, is the better way to put it. Uh, G2 can get back, but they have to do things that make sense. Like I said, they're playing as if they have a handicap with Baby Bay versus him being a teammate. I like the comp a lot better of G2, but they're just like not playing to their own strength because I like the comp. But why is Leaf the one on Astra versus it being Valen? If you put Leaf on Harbor, it's the same lines as playing the Breach, who he's done before. What he's done before. Same positions to stand, same ult places for the most of it. Just let Leaf be the Harbor here if you're going to run the comp again. Baby Bay just needs a refresher on the Vice setups and things like that. But, I have confidence that just let Baby Bay, Vice, Killjoy, Chamber. Yeah, I think you guys will be fine there. We're trying to tweak too many things at once for G2. They're still trying to find their flow with a different teammate. I don't know. It's at that period where you're trying to get over your ex and you're just like, but everything reminds me of her. And they're just like not being their own single individual. Lev, they're coming into form. I think it was more so Cloud9 being caught off guard, though. Like, now you're going to be ready for Lev to be a bit more aggressive. That said, G2 has, well, yeah, I'll put everybody. G2 has no clue how to deal with aggression so far. I've seen that they don't know how to deal with teams with walls, whether that be 100 Thieves or MIBR, like whether it be a Sage wall, a Vice wall. They don't know how to deal with aggression. So I think Lev just takes it. Sorry, I have nothing going for G2 besides the fact that they're all good players. But they have some serious shit to work out. They might genuinely go 0-2, and that will be, yeah, that might be really fucked for them. MIBR Loud. Does anybody know if Loud has their IGO back? If MIBR just like play as a team, Oshkosh trades off of people, Verno doesn't roam by himself or like waits for his team or things like that, doesn't swing off of random smokes, this would be fucking scary. Loud has a decent shot here though. NRG Crew. This is a good one. Pretty sure I'm going Crew here. So if I'm going to be unfair to Vitality and EMEA and say like they just need brain power, I think that's where I am at this game. Where it's not that the brain power isn't completely there, but Sadok is an evil genius. And I just don't know if Ethan has had enough time IGLing to match that pace as what Sadok does to another team. Like, we saw what he did to John with the sub. Now, mind you, it was with the sub, right? But it's really going to be a lot of Mata. And Scuba versus Les is going to be a struggle. Mata might be able to carry. Mata and Kiko might be able to carry. They might be. But Sadok is scary. So I think we're going with Crew. 100 Thieves Sentinels. Jerwin is back. Or has arrived. I guess I shouldn't say back. Jerwin has arrived. And 100 Thieves. The comps look better for their players. Sentinels have Redux, Jonah P, John QT, Jerwin, Cortezia. 100 Thieves have Asana, Tim, Cryo, Bang, Vora. I think that's a player one. I think that's a player diff. If Tim heats up and starts playing fearlessly again, and if Cryo gets out Viper and makes it a chamber, this shouldn't be close. I do think John can outcall Vora, but so far the only real firepower looks to be John. Still. Haven't seen Jerwin. So we will see about Jerwin. But so far, opening match, can't read too much into it. I'm not entirely sold by what Ewok had them doing yet. That said, it looked a lot like John had to do it, and Ewok might have made some suggestions. But it looks like they haven't built a team strat book together yet. It looked like John solo trying to hold the world. So maybe give them another week or two to look good. I don't know. I think maybe they need to play to Redux's strengths more. Just keep seeming to be quiet. Let's see. How did Redux do? That's not terrible. Not terrible. 30% headshots. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How do you fix this roster? John Sentinel again? Cortez Smokes? Redux? And Jerwin Double Duelist, maybe? I really don't know. I don't know how they fix this. Yeah, I don't know how they fix that. That's going to be a work in progress for a second. But those are my final pick'ems. Save it, lock it. This should be coming out shortly before the games go live. So we'll see how quickly I am right or wrong. If you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.